Okay, so let's get into it. Step number one is all about determining your financial goals. Here's what I mean by determining your financial goals. Everyone that gets into investing does it for different reasons. And it's really important to be clear what your short-term financial goals are and what your long-term financial goals are. There are people that literally have a 10-year retirement goal. And so they're looking for some passive income to supplement their earned income. That's one goal. I know other people who literally hate their job, don't enjoy their job at all, and they want to replace their job with income coming in from real estate. That's a different financial goal. So again, it's really important to be laser focused. Just to say I want to make money is like saying, I want world peace. It's very general. It's really good to be general, but it's actually not effective to be general in this step-by-step guide, because the more laser focused you are by your financial goals, it will help dictate everything else from there. Okay, so that's number one. You get really clear, and I'm a big fan of doing something from a short-term perspective. What are your 1-year goals to say maybe 5-year goals? And step number two is determine the niche based on your financial goals. What do I mean by that? If you're looking to, replace your income and you're going to buy one single-family property, well, I have to tell you, be the bearer of bad news, that one single-family home property may not give you enough passive income to literally replace your job income. So again, determining the niche, short-term rentals, long-term rentals, flipping properties to make chunks of money to replace your income, right? So there's some wholesaling. There's so many different strategies, but it has to match your financial goals, okay? Number three, determining a target market. There's a lot into that step of the process, but you really want to understand the market that you're looking to invest in. Does it align with what you're looking to do? And there's so many different markets. Very simply, I'm a very big fan of sub-markets. So literally take the hottest markets in the country and then go about an hour and a half outside of those. And there's up and coming markets. Those are the markets we tend to invest in. Number four is building a team. If you are locally investing or out-of-state investing, the team is critical. Managing the construction project, managing the property manager, especially like a short-term rental, right? There's a lot of management pieces there. But a lot of this can be done, virtually, but you need to be able to build a team and then manage that team. And number five is all about lining up your financing. That's a whole course in and of itself. But financing is critical, obviously, to be able to get into different properties and to creatively get into them, but to be able to get into them and obviously have all your finances, prepared. And then the sixth step here is to create a plan to do these three things: find the deals, analyze them, and make offers. I don't know how many times so many women in our community will go through 1 through 5, and then they just stop and they said, oh, I found these 2 properties. When I say look for deals and find deals, I mean get a lot of them. Okay, so I want to actually give you a real life case study of an active investing project. So a little bit about this project. It's 2 single-family homes right next to each other in Trenton, New Jersey. This is one of my husband and I's first private money deals. It's a project that you can relate to in various markets. I'm sure you can find properties like this in various markets, not every market, especially expensive markets, but it gives you some examples of an active project. So a little bit about why we went after this project. The purchase price of these 2 properties was $58,000. This is a classic BRRRR property. So you're buying it, you're renovating it, you're renting it, you're refinancing it, and you're repeating it. So it's the classic adding value to a project, if you will. The project needed everything. When we bought it from a wholesaler. It happened quick. So we needed private money to make this work. We couldn't get financing necessarily from anyone, or a bank, traditional. So the purchase price really quickly was $58,000. We ended up, renovation costs for both properties was about $40,000. Our partner in this project put in $50,000. We put in $0. So what did we bring to the table? Again, I'm giving you examples of an active project. We brought the knowledge of the market. We brought the local contractors. And we also lived about 10 minutes from this property. So we were managing it, we were checking on it, we were making sure it was working well. Our partner brought other things. He personally guaranteed the loan, he brought $50,000, and he also helped on an ongoing basis from an auditing perspective, because he was a financial planner. So financial kind of wherewithal was very strong for him. So we brought different things to the table. We partnered 50-50, opened up an LLC, and began to work together. Also using a private lender on this project, because that, in order to make this all work, we ended up refinancing, but not until after we got the properties renovated, rented, and then they were fully optimized at that point. And just a little bit about the numbers: it appraised for $150,000 after it was obviously repaired and refinanced, and then our cash flow was about $450 or so per house per month, which was a great cash flowing property. And we split that obviously with our partner. Again, this is an active project, an example of an active project where you're bringing different partners to the table and you're making it work, and you're using private money too. So that's a just simple example for that. What I just shared with you is the active side: finding a market, finding a niche, figuring out your money goals. It's the active part of this business. There's also a whole nother world called the passive side. You can passively invest in other people's projects. And there's two ways to do that. One is where you're a partner, you're an actually equity partner, and that's very common in syndications. We personally buy large apartment complexes with investors, and these are passive investors. And the other way to do that is where people are private money partners and they actually loan out their money. One is more long-term equity and one is more short-term, which is where you're an actual lender on other people's projects. So if you want a more passive approach where you don't have the time but you have the money, these two options could be really, really good for you as well. Again, it's a whole new world. You'll have to dive a little deeper into those, but I wanted to give you some context that it could be active or passive. Quite honestly, some people take the passive route and they can achieve their financial goals much easier than actually buying the property, renovating it, and doing all the doing, if you will. But it just has to meet your financial goal. There's no right or wrong. So in summary here, and just the last piece to consider, whether you're active or passive, you want to consider three important things: your product, your process, and your people. Here's what we mean by that. What is your product? If you are an active investor, are you renovating the property to what the market needs or wants? So you've got to think, just like in any business, what is your product? Who is your customer? I know for us, our customers are our tenants. Our customers are also our passive investors. You need to know your customer and how to serve them best. And then what is your process, right? What is your process? And then who will help you? Obviously, you can't, it's that the who, not how, like Andresa beautifully said a moment ago. That is a roadblock that has to all about lack of knowledge and how to move through that.